that the manner in which there has been this massive demographic change that has happened. That is the first point that has been mentioned very pertinently in that report. The report mentions that since 1947 to 2019, there have been 15 big riots that have happened in Sambhal, due to which there has been a sizable change in the demography of that entire district. Apart from that, the report also goes ahead and mentions that the riots that happened on the 24th of November, those riots were also pre-planned to the extent that people were called in from neighboring districts to come in and disturb the law and order situation in Sambhal on the 24th of November as well. Apart from this, the report also goes ahead and highlights that how there is a connection of terrorists with Sambhal as well. People who have been designated as terrorists by the United States, they also have their roots in Sambhal. And one of the most important points in that report, the report goes ahead and states that even today there is a massive racket of illegal drugs and arms that is still very, very prevalent in the district of Sambhal. So all these things have found their way into the report, and now the Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister has finally gone ahead and commented on this report that has now been submitted to him.
Anshul, do add some more political context to what the Chief Minister has had to say. He says that our government will not allow any demographic changes any further, given that it's also a major accusation against the Samajwadi Party and the Congress Party as far as appeasement politics of the minorities is concerned.
Well, definitely in the report as well, it has very clearly been stated that that there were at least 64 pilgrimage sites in Sambhal and more than 18 holy wells that were also present over there, and that were taken in a very systematic manner away from Hindus and was given to Muslims just for the purpose of appeasement, is what the report states. And we have heard Yogi Adityanath himself over the past few months. He has constantly put out these allegations against Samajwadi Party for going ahead and doing appeasement politics, due to which there has been a divide between communities. And now Yogi Adityanath, the Chief Minister, finally going ahead and saying himself that no further demographic change will be allowed, no further appeasement will be done. But yes, even at this point, as we are speaking, the issue of the mosque of Sambhal is still something that is unresolved, and the focus of the government is now to make sure that this issue of the mosque is resolved for once and for all, so that normalcy could actually return back to Sambhal in the right sense.
Many thanks to you, Anshul, for bringing us those breaking inputs. With that, shifting focus over to the poll-bound state of Bihar, another controversy has erupted. This after the abusive remarks that were made against Prime Minister Modi and his late mother by Congress workers during Rahul Gandhi's Voter Adhikar Rally. Darbhanga police has arrested a man for making objectionable remarks against Prime Minister Modi. The accused, Mohammad Rizvi alias Raja, is a resident of Bhapura village in Singwada. Police say that Rizvi was among those who used objectionable words against Prime Minister Modi from the stage of the Voter Adhikar Yatra. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah has demanded an apology from the Congress party and said that abusing the Prime Minister's mother is unforgivable. Listen in.
कांग्रेस के नेता राहुल गांधी ने जिस प्रकार से घृणा और तिरस्कार की नकारात्मक राजनीति की शुरुआत की है, उसका निम्न स्तर का एक प्रदर्शन उनकी घुसपैठिया बचाओ यात्रा में देखने को मिला। ये घुसपैठिया बचाओ यात्रा जो उन्होंने बिहार में निकाली है, उसमें राहुल गांधी के स्वागत के मंच पर से नरेंद्र मोदी जी की स्वर्गीय माता जी के लिए अपशब्द बोलकर सबसे घृणित काम कांग्रेस के नेताओं ने किया है। राहुल जी ने जिस प्रकार से घृणा की स्तर बगैर की राजनीति की शुरुआत की है, उसकी और प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की स्वर्गीय माता जी के लिए जो अपशब्द कहे गए, उसकी मैं हृदय से निंदा करता हूं। और मैं आग्रह भी करना चाहूंगा राहुल गांधी जी के कि जरा भी शर्म बची है तो मोदी जी की उनकी स्वर्गीय माताजी की और देश की जनता की जरूर माफी मांगे आप।
वोटर अधिकार यात्रा में प्रधानमंत्री मोदी को लेकर जिन शब्दों का इस्तेमाल किया गया उसको भारतीय जनता पार्टी के नेता और जो केंद्र में मंत्री हैं उस पर हमला कर रहे हैं कांग्रेस पार्टी और राहुल गांधी पे, क्या कहेंगे?
मानसिक रूप से हिल गए भारतीय जनता पार्टी के लोग। सारे चैनल देख क्यों नहीं लेते? राहुल गांधी उस स्थान से बहुत पहले निकल चुके हैं, वहाँ कोई नेता भी नहीं बचा है। जो आयोजक हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि छोटे छोटे बच्चे मोहल्ले के, उन लोगों ने जिनके बारे में कहा जा रहा है नाबालिग, उन लोगों ने किया। मैं उल्टा पूछना चाहता हूँ, और उसके बाद भी क्षमा याचना उसने कर ली। और हम साफ कर दें, कांग्रेस इस तरह की संस्कृति को नहीं बढ़ावा देती और हम इसकी निंदा करते हैं। पर ज़रा मैं एक चीज़ कहना चाहता हूँ, वो तो नाबालिग नहीं थे ना जो गुजरात के मुख्यमंत्री थे नरेंद्र मोदी जी। उन्होंने सोनिया गांधी जी, जो देश की सर्वाधिक प्रतिष्ठित महिला थी, सबसे बड़ी पार्टी की राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष थी, चेयरपर्सन थी, उनके खिलाफ क्या घटिया शब्द प्रयोग किए थे? क्या उसके लिए अब भाजपा वाले ये विलाप करेंगे और उनसे कहेंगे माफ़ी मांगे? वो तो बच्चे नहीं थे। तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी को क्षमा याचना करनी चाहिए।
देखिए, एक बार आपको सीधी तस्वीर यहाँ से कांग्रेस प्रदेश कार्यालय से दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे, जहाँ पर अब से थोड़ी देर पहले अफरा तफरी का माहौल हो गया था। हालांकि जो बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता हैं वो यहाँ से वापस चले गए हैं। काफ़ी मशक्क़त के बाद पुलिस ने इन सभी लोगों को यहाँ से बाहर किया है और वो लोग यहाँ से निकल गए हैं। लेकिन अभी भी जो कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता हैं वो यहाँ पर मौजूद हैं प्रदेश कार्यालय में अपने, और उनका यह आरोप है कि वो लोग हंगामा करते हुए यहाँ पर पहुँचे थे, जिसके बाद दोनों तरफ से जमकर पत्थरबाजी हुई है, ईंट पत्थर चले हैं, लाठी डंडे चले हैं और इसमें कई लोग घायल हुए हैं। ये एक तस्वीर आपको दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे। ये देखिए, बाहर में ये मौजूद है बोर्ड, जहां पर प्रदेश कार्यालय के बाहर यहाँ पर पोस्टर लगा हुआ था, जिसको बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने फाड़ दिया है। और साथ ही जो हंगामा जो है वो अभी भी जो चल रहा था वो खत्म हो चुका है। लेकिन जो बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता हैं वो यहाँ पर, उनका ये कहना है कि वो शांतिपूर्ण मार्च करते हुए यहाँ पर पहुँचे थे, सामने में विरोध प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे। और इसी दौरान जो तमाम कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता हैं उन लोगों ने उनके ऊपर हमला बोल दिया, जिसके बाद दोनों तरफ से जमकर पहले लाठी डंडे चले, फिर उसके बाद पत्थरबाजी हुई। ये देखिए, आपको तस्वीर दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे किस तरह से यहाँ पर पोस्टर फटे हुए हैं। जो ईंट पत्थर है वो बिल्कुल बिखरा पड़ा है यहाँ पर। और जो कांग्रेस के कार्यकर्ता हैं उनका यह आरोप है कि अंदर में कई गाड़ियाँ जो लगी हुई थी उसको बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं ने तोड़ दिया है। तो बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ताओं का यह आरोप है कि प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के ऊपर जिस तरह से दरभंगा में वोटर अधिकार यात्रा के दौरान अभद्र टिप्पणी की गई वो कभी भी बर्दाश्त नहीं है। और यही वजह है कि यहाँ पर जो कुर्जी होली फैमिली हॉस्पिटल है वहाँ पर बीजेपी के कार्यकर्ता भारी संख्या में इकट्ठा हुए थे और वहाँ से आक्रोश मार्च निकालकर और यहाँ पर प्रदेश कार्यालय में पहुँचे थे, जहाँ पर जमकर दोनों तरफ से हंगामा हुआ है।
All right, Pallavi Ghosh joins me on the broadcast with more input and context on this. Pallavi, first abuses hurled against the Prime Minister of the nation and his late mother, and then the subsequent face-off between BJP and Congress Karyakartas. Has this now defeated the purpose of this Voter Adhikar Yatra?
But Akanksha, the Voter Adhikar Yatra is in the news, but for all the wrong reasons. So in that sense, one can understand why that quick damage control is certainly coming in from the Congress. We heard what Pramod Tiwari also had to say, that these are young people who made off-the-cuff comments, but they indulged in what about me. They started attacking the BJP, the Prime Minister, for many comments which were made about Sonia Gandhi or Rahul Gandhi. But if you step back in time, Akanksha, I have noticed that whenever there have been personal attacks on the Prime Minister, it's actually boomeranged on the Congress party. For example, Maut Ka Saudagar, Neech Aadmi, Chai Wala, all of it has given a narrative to the BJP and to the Prime Minister's strategy, political and electoral strategy, to hit back at the Congress party. Look, the Congress can always say that so what, even we are abused. But electorally, there is no proof that it has boomeranged on the BJP. It has always boomeranged on the Congress party, which is why I think there are many strategists within the party who wouldn't be very comfortable with the kind of slogans we heard in the crowd where you attack the mother of the Prime Minister, because there are certain Lakshman Rekhas which need to be drawn. You don't drag in the family, you don't abuse the parents, And the women power is going to be a very key factor in Bihar elections.
True.
Whether it's the RJD, JDU, all of them are moving that factor. I wouldn't be too surprised if at a later stage the Prime Minister also brings this up.
It's interesting you talk about how this has boomeranged not for the BJP, rather for the Congress party. And how do you look at it boomeranging for the overall alliance, given that Siddaramaiah has in fact made another controversial remark in Karnataka by talking about how there was a possible vote theft in 1991. You have Mahua Moitra making that abusive remark against the Union Home Minister as well.
Oh yes, again, Mahua Moitra's comment absolutely unacceptable. Apart from the legal action that it can incur, I don't know how much comfortable even Mamata Banerjee would be. I mean, the point that she made was a point which has always been made by Mamata Banerjee as well, that, the BSF comes under the central government. They are the ones who should be held accountable. But to say that the Home Minister's head should be put on the table and chopped, you're actually inciting violence. Siddaramaiah's earlier comment obviously will come back to haunt them every time the Congress party raises the point that in Maharashtra, in Karnataka, in Telangana, there has been vote stolen.
Many thanks to you, Pallavi. In fact, going to request you to continue staying with us. Let's also listen into some more political reactions coming in from both ends of the political sphere. Let's listen.
कांग्रेस की तथाकथित वोट अधिकार यात्रा में जिस तरह से कांग्रेस आरजेडी के मंच से देश के यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी की दिवंगत पूज्य माता जी को गाली दी गई है, वह घोर निंदनीय और भर्त्सना के योग्य है। यह अभद्रता की सारी सीमा लांघ चुके हैं। ये दो शहजादे का बिहार की धरती पर बिहार की संस्कृति का तिरस्कार भी इन लोगों ने किया है। कांग्रेस आरजेडी ने ऐसा करके बिहार के सांस्कृतिक विरासत और परंपरा को भी बदनाम किया है। राहुल गांधी और तेजस्वी यादव को अविलंब इस कुकृत्य के लिए अविलंब माफी मांगनी चाहिए।
Let's shift focus over to the trade war between India and the United States. After dubbing the Ukraine conflict Modi's war, White House trade advisor and senior Donald Trump aide Peter Navarro has advanced another bizarre claim, arguing that India's oil trade with Russia's is in fact funneling money straight into Putin's war chest. Navarro's remarks came just a day after the Trump administration sweeping 50% tariffs on Indian imports came into effect, a punitive measure explicitly linked to New Delhi's continued sourcing of discounted Russian crude. In a string of posts on X, Navarro said that the new tariff regime was not simply about trade disputes, but about cutting off what he describes as India's financial support to Moscow. Meanwhile, Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has assured that India is in touch with various missions of the world to explore new markets.
से आत्मसम्मान है उसको मद्देनजर रखते हुए हम ना तो कभी झुकेंगे ना कभी कमजोर होंगे, एक साथ मिलकर हम आगे बढ़ते रहेंगे, नई मार्केट्स कैप्चर करेंगे। मैं आपको दावे से कह सकता हूं इस साल हमारी एक्सपोर्ट पिछले साल से ज्यादा हो। हमें डरने की क्या जरूरत है? और ये एनालिस्ट पता नहीं कहां से समझ के लिखते हैं, उनको अभी तक ये नहीं ध्यान आया कि भारत तो इंपोर्ट डिपेंडेंट इकोनॉमी है। कोविड में जब तकलीफ आई थी तो एक तरफ सरकार तो खड़ी रही आप सबके साथ, पूरे हिम्मत के साथ भारत के उद्योग ने कोविड जैसी महामारी संभाल ली, न्यूक्लियर सैंक्शन संभाल लिए। उसके बाद भारत का 2% जीडीपी में अगर कुछ इम्पैक्ट हो, और उसमें भी 40% आइटम तो ऐसे हैं जो कवर ही नहीं होते हैं, उसके अलावा जो कवर होते हैं उसमें कुछ क्षेत्र तो ऐसे हैं, अब जेम एंड ज्वेलरी है, उसकी वैल्यू एडिशन शायद 3-4-5% से ज्यादा नहीं होती है। और मेरा पूरा विश्वास है कि हम और तेज गति से भारत आगे बढ़ेगा।
Right, so as you can see, there is much focus already on how resilient India's economy is going to be. But with Donald Trump's tariffs in the backdrop, Prime Minister Modi is all set to be in China. And he's seeking to seize the opportunity to launch an initiative that builds greater resilience in ties with these countries. Prime Minister Modi will visit China's Tianjin for the 25th meeting of the heads of state of the Shanghai Cooperation Council, the SCO, on August 31st and September 1st at the invitation of the Chinese President Xi Jinping.
Hello, Namaskar. This is First Post and you're watching Vantage with me, Palki Sharma. The countdown has begun. In 3 days from now, leaders from 20 nations will gather here in Tianjin for a summit of the SCO, the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. It will be held at the Meijiang International Convention and Exhibition Center. It's a stone's throw away from where we are bringing you the show tonight. And this will be a significant one. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is attending in person. It's a high-profile engagement. This is Prime Minister Modi's first visit to China in 7 years, and it comes at a critical moment, not just for India, but the whole world. Trump's trade war is ripping through the global economy. He's waging battles with China, Russia, and India, 3 countries that happen to be key members of the SCO. And this comes at a time when global conflicts remain far from resolution, from the war in Ukraine to the one in Gaza. No end in sight. And against this backdrop, this year's SCO becomes critical for India, an important platform to reaffirm its position on global issues. Prime Minister Modi's engagements in the coming days will be about consensus building. They also show India's strategic autonomy and multi-alignment. Because look at the schedule this week. The Prime Minister's schedule. He is heading to Japan tonight, which is a member of the Quad, and 2 days later he will land here for the SCO. It shows how India works with different partners without being boxed into the Western concept of alliances. The visit to Japan is also the first of its kind in nearly 7 years. Prime Minister Modi's first standalone visit to Japan in this period, almost 7 years. There he will hold his first summit with Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba. India and Japan are 2 of Asia's leading democracies, 2 of the world's top 5 economies, and also partners in the Quad. Reports say Modi and Ishiba will travel to Sendai, the city known for its semiconductor industry, and they will go there by a bullet train. On their first ride together, the 2 leaders will explore Japan's role in India's future bullet train projects. Remember, Japan is already involved in a bullet train project on the Mumbai-Ahmedabad route. India is looking to explore more such projects. So technology and economic partnership will dominate Prime Minister Modi's visit to Japan, and this will set the tone before the SCO summit here in Tianjin. And what are India's objectives for the SCO? Well, the focus will be on what India calls the 3 evils: terrorism, separatism and extremism. The Ministry of External Affairs issued a statement earlier this week. It said that India is working with other SCO members. It wants to ensure a strong condemnation of terrorism, including cross-border terrorism. I must mention here that Pakistan is also a member of the SCO, which makes India's task both significant and challenging. And it has assumed urgency after Operation Sindoor. This operation was India's response to the Pahalgam terror attack. The attackers belong to the Resistance Front, TRF. It's a proxy group of the Pakistani terror outfit Lashkar-e-Toiba. India went after them. It struck multiple terror camps deep inside Pakistan, including the Lashkar headquarters at Muridke and the Jaish-e-Mohammed facilities in Bahawalpur. These strikes took place in the month of May, and in June, they were discussed in a meeting of the SCO defense ministers. A joint statement followed, but India did not sign it because New Delhi wanted tougher language on the issue of terrorism. It was a call that did not find support, so expect Prime Minister Modi to make a fresh pitch on this front.
Viewers, we are here in China, in Tianjin to be precise, which is going to be playing host to Prime Minister Narendra Modi in just 24 hours. Tianjin is a port city which brings in actually a lot of trade from SCO countries, the 10 member states of the SCO, the 2 observers and the 6 associate members. All of that trade passes through Tianjin, so it's not for any miscellaneous reason why the SCO is being held here, but for a very pertinent one, because what is in the news? Trade tyranny, Trumpian trade tyranny. And both the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Xi have already made it quite clear that trade will be on the agenda, deepening an equation which had soured for a few years, would revolve around trying to find middle ground on trade issues, geonomics, not so much perhaps the geopolitics, which remains a little tetchy and piquant between the two countries, but 24 hours, the Prime Minister lands. The very next morning, which is Sunday morning, at around midday here, a conversation is going to begin. It's already raining, but on that particular day, it's going to be sunny, and let's just hope that bright sunshine illuminates the relationship. Let me tell you that the Prime Minister, who is expected, has already spoken in Japan, as we know, in the company of the Japanese Prime Minister, saying that he's really looking forward to deepening the equations with China on the trade front. In fact, let me tell you that a few days back, the Prime Minister commented in his meeting with Wang Yi, the Chinese External Affairs Minister, that he expected stable, predictable and constructive ties with Beijing. And while I won't say that that is beyond the realm of possibility, we will see obviously a degree of awkwardness when the two leaders meet. It's not been the best of times for the two countries. So to come to this stability, they need trust. And that has been in deficit ever since Galwan. And to be honest, since Galwan, there has also been a recalcitrance from India to normalize relations. There has also been, of course, Beijing's own attempt at disrupting relations by lock, stock and barrel, getting into bed, so to speak, with Pakistan in a collusive relationship which led really to India feeling the heat during Operation Sindoor. Remember, the Chinese were giving real-time intelligence to Pakistan, which irked India because it went beyond simply military cooperation and, of course, political confidence building of Pakistan. This crossed a limit which led to what is known as a uniform or unified military front, and India found itself in some ways battling two enemies at one go. The Chinese will have to walk more than half the distance, let me be very honest, if this is going to work, because the trust deficit really has opened up, because Beijing has viewed our relationship through what is known as a zero-sum lens. Therefore, viewers, the Prime Minister will be expecting certain assurances from Xi Jinping. Whether those will be forthright and whether they will actually be laid out in formal terms on the table as part of an agreement remains to be seen. But the emphasis will be, as I said, to build confidence. And the one way that the two capitals, Beijing and Delhi, think that they can do that is by deepening the trade relationship. So expect some amount of concessions on both sides on the trade front. But we'll have to, of course, wait and see. This is going to be a delicate dance. It is not a reset, as many people have been suggesting it is. It is not a reset. It will mean that we will begin rather to formalize an association that had gone a bit cold. So that's really from me here in Tianjin as we look forward to those important talks.
So apart from the much talked about India-China bilateral, which we can expect during Prime Minister's visit, India, Russia and China are going to be together in Tianjin, and it's bound to make the Trump administration nervous. All three countries are in a bitter battle with US over varied issues. Zaka Jacob tells you why the SCO is a crucial grouping.
The Shanghai Cooperation Organization is a major Eurasian intergovernmental body. Its focus is on political, economic, and security cooperation. The SCO was founded back in June of 2001, essentially by China and Russia, along with the 5 Central Asian republics, that's Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, and Uzbekistan. It evolved from the earlier format. It was called the Shanghai 5, which dates all the way back to 1996. It got formalized at a summit-level understanding in 2001. The SCO seeks to bolster mutual trust, regional stability, counterterrorism, and promote development under the ethos of the Shanghai spirit. Now, originally, it was thought to be a security-centered multi-alignment platform, but now the SCO has expanded to economic, cultural, and infrastructure cooperation. India joined the Shanghai Cooperation Organization as a full member in 2017, along with Pakistan. But initially, both India and Pakistan had become observer countries in 2005. Once India and Pakistan joined in 2017, this highlighted a significant shift in the SCO's reach as well as geopolitical weight. So it was no longer just China, Russia, and the 5 Central Asian republics. It now expanded to a large part of South Asia. So why is India joining and part of what is essentially seen as an alliance led by China? That's a fair question to ask. Now, here's what is in it for India. India's participation in the SCO offers it the following strategic benefits. Number one, it is a platform which helps it engage with Central Asian countries, their resources, their key markets. Central Asia has vast energy reserves and the chance for India to develop overland connectivity. This is a huge economic driver for India. India has been talking about the North-South Trans-Corridor, as it's called, which will basically give it overland access bypassing Pakistan through Afghanistan, Iran, and then into the Central Asian republics. This is something that India has been talking about and developing for the last 20 years. So the SCO serves as an important platform for that. It also gives, very crucially, India access to what is called the Regional Anti-Terrorist Structure, or RATS. RATS is a mechanism that's been designed by China and Russia and the Central Asian republics, primarily for security cooperation and for anti-terror operations. The SCO has this Regional Anti-Terrorism Structure, RATS, which offers India counterterrorism cooperation as well as intelligence sharing, which is crucial because India has been a victim of terrorism emanating primarily from Pakistan, but also from Afghanistan. The SCO also offers a platform for strategic autonomy. India does not want to be seen as an ally of the United States or in the Western Bloc. Therefore, being part of an alliance which has China and Russia in the room when these conversations are happening, it is a demonstrable platform for India to demonstrate its strategic autonomy. It also helps India balance amongst the great power competition that is going on between China and the United States. There is also a chance to try and temper some of the more extremist influences, given Pakistan is also a member of the SCO. The SCO also creates new areas of cooperation as far as India is concerned. India's priority areas, whether it is startups, traditional medicine, youth empowerment, digital inclusion. It gives India to shape some of these narratives in a platform which has China and Russia, some of the biggest powers in the world. Despite the criticism that the SCO is seen by the West as a vehicle primarily for China and Chinese interests, India has leveraged the SCO to assert its independent foreign policy as well as further regional engagement. By engaging within the SCO, India maintains a platform to try and balance out China's ambitions and also prevent diplomatic isolation. Remember, all other SCO members and some of the observer members as well, who've not become full-fledged members up until now, the likes of Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, etc., they all support Chinese projects, infrastructure projects like the Belt and Road Initiative. India has not supported the BRI for its own sovereignty concerns. Now, while the West often sees the SCO as a conduit for Chinese influence, particularly given China's economic heft and also the billions of dollars it's spending on the BRI, India's choice to participate in the SCO reflects a pragmatic, multi-vector foreign policy. India uses its presence in the SCO to project itself as an independent actor with deep ties both to East and to West.
Three powerful leaders, one agenda: countering American hegemony and recalibrating global order.
As Prime Minister Modi heads to China for the first time in 7 years, All eyes in the world turn to Tianjin.
CNN gets you an inside view with the most insightful voices.
And the most influential views.
Watch Network 18's mega coverage on CNN-News18.
The summit of the year from Tianjin, China.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Dear shareholders, I am happy to share with you the details of yet another stellar year of business and financial performance achieved despite multiple challenges. In the financial year 25, Reliance delivered a record consolidated revenue of 10.71 lakh crores, becoming India's first ever company to cross $125 billion in annual revenues. Reliance's EBITDA stood at 1,83,422 crores and net profit grew to 81,309 crores. Reliance's exports were at 2,83,719 crores, contributing to 7.6% of India's total merchandise exports. Reliance invested cumulatively rupees 5.6 lakh crores in the last 3 years. Reliance remains the single largest contributor to the national exchequer, contributing rupees 2,10,269 crores in the financial year 25. In the last 6 years, Reliance's contribution to the national exchequer crossed rupees 10 lakh crores. I am also proud to report that Reliance's CSR spending in the financial year 25 rose to 2,156 crores. Reliance's cumulative CSR expenditure over the last 3 years crossed rupees 5,000 crores. This is a clear reflection of our unwavering commitment to social impact. Friends, employment generation for India's talented youth is a national priority. It is also a priority for Reliance. Globally, the dynamics of employments are undergoing a shift towards flexibility, driven mainly by AI and automation. Reliance has also adopted modern engagement formats that combine opportunities for upskilling, entrepreneurial drive, job satisfaction, and higher earning potential. Today, our conventional and non-conventional workforce has grown to nearly 6.8 lakh people. I see this growing to more than 10 lakh people over the next few years. It gives me immense satisfaction to say that we continue to be amongst the most admired employers and rank among the largest job creators in India. Reliance continues to lead across every key growth parameter: revenues, profitability, exports, market value, investments, contribution to the exchequer, and social impact. I am confident that Reliance will continue to break its own records in business performance next year and beyond. Dear friends, let me begin by sharing with you the impressive performance of our digital business. Just a week from now, Jio will enter its 10th year of service to the nation. Looking back, these years have been the most glorious in India's digital history. Today, I am proud to share with you that the Jio family has crossed 500 million customers. The 500 million milestone is a symbol of your unwavering trust and support. I offer my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. I have heard people say, Jio changed my life, and I love Jio. But I say from my heart, actually, each and every Indian built Jio by simply making it a part of their lives. Let me present a short video of our Jio journey, how 500 million Indians made Jio. All of you made Jio.
आइए दोस्तों, देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में चलते हैं और भारत ने जियो कैसे बनाया उन किस्सों को सुनते हैं। ये है मुंबई के टीचर अभिषेक साठे, जो हर रोज कमाल कर रहा है।
बच्चा पार्टी, अपना अपना कैमरा ऑन करो। किसी को पीछे छूटने नहीं दिया जब हर एक बच्चे को पढ़ाया। जियो मैंने बनाया।
ऐसे कर्मठ टीचर्स की वजह से भारत का आने वाला कल कभी पीछे नहीं छूटा। जय हाँ देवी जी।
हमारी बहू रानी ने ना क्या कहा था? यूपी
माझे यूपीआई। जब मैंने यूपीआई से बिजनेस चलाया तब जियो मैंने बनाया।
वाह, कितने गर्व की बात। इनकी
This is News18 Network. India's largest news network.
Dear shareholders, I am happy to share with you the details of yet another stellar year of business and financial performance achieved despite multiple challenges. In the financial year 25, Reliance delivered a record consolidated revenue of 10.71 lakh crores, becoming India's first ever company to cross $125 billion in annual revenues. Reliance's EBITDA stood at 1,83,422 crores and net profit grew to 81,309 crores. Reliance's exports were at 2,83,719 crores, contributing to 7.6% of India's total merchandise exports. Reliance invested cumulatively rupees 5.6 lakh crores in the last 3 years. Reliance remains the single largest contributor to the national exchequer, contributing rupees 2,10,269 crores in the financial year 25. In the last 6 years, Reliance's contribution to the national exchequer crossed rupees 10 lakh crores. I am also proud to report that Reliance's CSR...
Welcome back. Reliance Industries Chairperson and Managing Director Mr. Mukesh Ambani has addressed the 48th Annual General Meeting of RIL today, wherein he made a slew of announcements at the event. Ambani said that Reliance Jio will launch its initial public offering in the first half of 2026. He also said that Jio will now expand its operations overseas and develop its own artificial intelligence technology. Mr. Ambani also announced the formation of a new wholly owned subsidiary called Reliance Intelligence to house large-scale AI infrastructure in the country and provide AI for everyone, everywhere. Reliance Intelligence will build gigawatt-scale AI-ready data centers powered by green energy and engineered for training and inference at a national scale.
It is my proud privilege to announce that Jio is making all arrangements to file for its IPO. We are aiming to list Jio by the first half of 2026, subject to all necessary approvals. I assure you that this will demonstrate that Jio is capable of creating the same quantum of value as our global counterparts. Today, I am proud to share with you that the Jio family has crossed 500 million customers. The 500 million milestone is a symbol of your unwavering trust and support. I offer my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. Jio will herald the AI revolution in India. Our motto is AI everywhere for everyone.
All right, and with that, we're slipping into a quick break. Stay tuned to Nation at 5 as we return with the latest news and updates.
Brought to you by... This is News18 Network. India's largest news network.
Dear shareholders, I am happy to share with you the details of yet another stellar year of business and financial performance achieved despite multiple challenges. In the financial year 25, Reliance delivered a record consolidated revenue of 10.71 lakh crores, becoming India's first ever company to cross $125 billion in annual revenues. Reliance's EBITDA stood at 1,83,422 crores and net profit grew to 81,309 crores. Reliance's exports were at 2,83,719 crores, contributing to 7.6% of India's total merchandise exports. Reliance invested cumulatively rupees 5.6 lakh crores in the last 3 years. Reliance remains the single largest contributor to the national exchequer, contributing rupees 2,10,269 crores in the financial year 25. In the last 6 years, Reliance's contribution to the national exchequer crossed rupees 10 lakh crores. I am also proud to report that Reliance's CSR spending in the financial year 25 rose to 2,156 crores. Reliance's cumulative CSR expenditure over the last 3 years crossed rupees 5,000 crores. This is a clear reflection of our unwavering commitment to social impact. Friends, employment generation for India's talented youth is a national priority. It is also a priority for Reliance. Globally, the dynamics of employments are undergoing a shift towards flexibility, driven mainly by AI and automation. Reliance has also adopted modern engagement formats that combine opportunities for upskilling, entrepreneurial drive, job satisfaction, and higher earning potential. Today, our conventional and non-conventional workforce has grown to nearly 6.8 lakh people. I see this growing to more than 10 lakh people over the next few years. It gives me immense satisfaction to say that we continue to be amongst the most admired employers and rank among the largest job creators in India. Reliance continues to lead across every key growth parameter: revenues, profitability, exports, market value, investments, contribution to the exchequer, and social impact. I am confident that Reliance will continue to break its own records in business performance next year and beyond. Dear friends, let me begin by sharing with you the impressive performance of our digital business. Just a week from now, Jio will enter its 10th year of service to the nation. Looking back, these years have been the most glorious in India's digital history. Today, I am proud to share with you that the Jio family has crossed 500 million customers. The 500 million milestone is a symbol of your unwavering trust and support. I offer my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you. I have heard people say, Jio changed my life, and I love Jio. But I say from my heart, actually, each and every Indian built Jio by simply making it a part of their lives. Let me present a short video of our Jio journey, how 500 million Indians made Jio. All of you made Jio.
आइए दोस्तों, देश के अलग अलग हिस्सों में चलते हैं और भारत ने जियो कैसे बनाया उन किस्सों को सुनते हैं। ये है मुंबई के टीचर अभिषेक साठे, जो हर रोज कमाल कर रहा है।
बच्चा पार्टी अपना अपना कैमरा ऑन करो। किसी को पीछे छूटने नहीं दिया जब हर एक बच्चे को पढ़ाया। जियो मैंने बनाया।
ऐसे कर्मठ टीचर्स की वजह से भारत का आने वाला कल कभी पीछे नहीं छूटा। जय हाँ देवी जी।
हमारी बहू रानी ने ना क्या कहा था? यूपी
माझे यूपीआई जब मैंने यूपीआई से बिजनेस चलाया तब जियो मैंने बनाया।
वाह, कितने गर्व की बात। इनकी तरह आज 5 करोड़ छोटे बड़े दुकानदार यूपीआई का इस्तेमाल करके अपना बिजनेस फैला रहे हैं। आइए देखते हैं यहाँ क्या चल रहा है।
जब के ड्रामा को गांव में ट्रेन कराया, तब जियो मैंने बनाया।
आज देश के 50 करोड़ लोग मनोरंजन का मजा फूंक फूंक के नहीं बल्कि दिल खोल के उठा रहे हैं।
हम सब बेस पर सही सलामत लौट आए हैं। ये तेरा बेटा। बॉर्डर ऑपरेशन के बाद जब पापा को भरोसा दिलाया, तब जियो मैंने बनाया।
अब मिलते हैं उस माँ से जिसकी ममता का सफर बस अभी अभी शुरू हुआ है।
मदरहुड की जिम्मेदारी के साथ साथ ऑफिस भी निभाया। जियो मैंने बनाया।
जहां देश की लाखों महिलाएं अपने ऑफिस से रिमोटली जुड़ी, वहीं कोविड के मुश्किल दौर में लाखों जानें भी बची।
जब वीडियो कॉल्स के थ्रू मैंने अपने पेशेंट्स तक इलाज पहुंचाया, तब जियो मैंने बनाया।
जब से मन ने इस फोन को अपना घना यार बनाया, तब से जियो मन ने बनाया। तू मन ने यो बता, यो हॉर्टिकल्चर से उपज कैसे बढ़ सके?
सही जानकारी के साथ यारी करने का लाभ आज दूर दराज के गांव के 10 करोड़ किसान उठा रहे हैं।
देसी कारीगरी को दुनिया तक पहुंचाया, जियो मैंने बनाया।
करोड़ों व्यापारी अपने ऑर्डर्स का ग्राफ बढ़ा रहे हैं और मेक इन इंडिया का झंडा लहरा रहे हैं। जब भारत की जनता ने हर छक्के, हर चौके को जश्न की तरह मनाया, तब जियो मैंने
नाम
मैंने बनाया।
सही तो कह रहे हैं। जियो को 50 करोड़ देशवासियों ने मिलकर बनाया और हम सबको डिजिटल इंडिया के नए युग में पहुंचाया। और ये तो नए डिजिटल इंडिया की बस शुरुआत है।
Friends, Jio was conceived at a time when India's road to digital transformation was blocked.
Welcome back. 3 lakh people in Bihar have received notices as part of the ongoing special intensive revision exercise as per sources in the Election Commission. The notices ask suspect voters to appear before the officials concerned within the next 7 days to explain the discrepancies in their submitted documents. Notices have been sent to suspect voters mostly in the districts of East Champaran, West Champaran, Madhubani, Kishanganj, Purnia, Katihar, Araria and Supol. This area of Simanchal has a porous border and has often been in the political crosshairs. While the Bharatiya Janata Party has alleged illegal immigration by Bangladeshis and Rohingyas in this region, parties like Asaduddin Owaisi's AIMIM have said that people in this belt are uneducated, living in flood-prone areas and therefore most vulnerable to losing documents.
प्रमोद जी, चुनाव आयोग ने संदिग्ध नागरिकता को लेकर 3 लाख से अधिक लोगों को नोटिस जारी किया है, कैसे देख रहे हैं?
देखिए, चुनाव आयोग का काम नागरिकता का प्रमाण पत्र देना नहीं है, ये गृह मंत्रालय भारत सरकार करता है। मैं नहीं जानता किन को नोटिस दी गई है, क्या नोटिस दी गई है, पर नागरिकता का अधिकार अगर किसी को है तो गृह मंत्रालय को है। तो जब तक वो नोटिस ना हो मेरे सामने किसको दी गई मैं नहीं जानता, लेकिन निर्वाचन आयोग अपनी सारी पद की गरिमा खो रहा है।
पहले भी 65 लाख मतदाताओं के नाम कटे, अब 3 लाख से अधिक लोगों को नोटिस दिया गया है। तो आपको लगता है कि इस मुद्दे को वोटर अधिकार यात्रा अभी चल रही है, कांग्रेस और बाकी विपक्षी पार्टियां प्रमुख मुद्दा बनाएंगे?
निश्चित रूप से जो ये वोटर अधिकार यात्रा राहुल गांधी की है, बिहार में प्रबल और मैं कहूँगा प्रचंड जन समर्थन मिल रहा है। ये क्रांति बन चुका है, वोट का अधिकार। तो मुझे तो लगता है कि ये पूरे बिहार का ही नहीं, देश के समझ में आ गया है कि वोटों की चोरी हुई है और ये मामला अब गंभीर हो गया है। और ये जो इलेक्शन कमीशन बीजेपी के एक विंग के रूप में काम कर रहा है, तो बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है, ये निर्णायक होगा।
Pallavi Ghosh joins me on the broadcast. Pallavi, the EROs have sent 3 lakh notices. They maintain that they are the people who do not have documents or perhaps have objectionable documents, which is putting their entire citizenship under question. Why is the opposition attacking them now?
See, that's also a part of their own political and electoral narrative. See, they were also criticized for not having raised any objections despite the fact that the Election Commission had put out that notification. They are also being criticized for the fact that on the day they carried out the march, why is it when they were given a time for a representative of 30 MPs, none of them even turned up? See, this is a part of a larger plan. According to the Congress party and the India Bloc leaders, most of them, it is something which can be happening tomorrow, not just in Bihar or Bengal, but in other states as well. So might as well start putting up this narrative that elections are being won by the BJP, not because they are popular or people support their policies. They are winning because they steal the votes. So whatever the Election Commission may say, whatever the government or the BJP may say, as far as the Congress is concerned, they think that it can only happen when one SIR is stopped immediately and there is a relook into an entire working on the composition of the Election Commission.
All right. Many thanks to you, Pallavi, for bringing that perspective. And before we wrap this bulletin, let's bring you a conversation on diet and nutrition. When talking diet, the conversation veers into intermittent fasting first. But here's what we have also learned. A major new study has now sparked alarm. Researchers tracking thousands of adults in the US say people who fast for long hours every day may actually face a higher risk of heart disease, strokes, and even premature death. We talked to well-known nutritionist Kavita Devgan. Listen in.
No, it's not a strict no. Definitely it's a tool, but that's the key word. It's just a tool to be used. It's not a blanket yes to everybody. As Dr. Mittal mentioned, and in fact, I would like to reassert that here. I hope everyone listening today has had their breakfast and are at least planning to have their breakfast. Because that is where almost everyone goes wrong. I'll be very honest with you. See, intermittent fasting is nothing new. It's an ancient practice. It's just being given a new faddish tone and been made into something marketing. All ancient civilizations have followed fasting. We know that, right? It's not just India. Everyone has been following fasting in some form or the other. But the fact is, the moment we stopped using it as a tool for health regeneration and moved it towards a weight loss tool, that is where things started going wrong. Because when you look at it in totality, it's a way to actually add health to your body. Because when you do it right, it's amazing. As Dr. Mittal also mentioned, it can help cut down your inflammation, it can keep your insulin resistance in check, it can actually improve your blood parameters, lipid parameters, and there's also a protective effect on the brain. But when you forget all this and you only look at it as a weight loss tool, and that is unfortunately what is happening worldwide. It is considered as another keto, which it is not. It is a way of life. So when you practice it as a way of life, include it in your lifestyle in a way that fits your body type, your health status, your internal climate, then it can do wonders. Under supervision again. But at the same time, if you start using it as a tool just to quickly lose weight because you have a party coming, or worse, because everyone else around you is doing it, that is where you actually harm your body. And that is where studies like these probably come in. And as Dr. Mittal clearly mentioned, it's not a study just on intermittent fasting. So we cannot debunk a ritual which is so ancient and which has helped civilizations across decades, across maybe centuries.
Kavita, what about nutrition? Tell us a little bit about that. Are there people who come to you and have wanted to opt for intermittent fasting, only hoping that that 8-hour window gives them a chance to eat whatever they want very comfortably and conveniently? Because Dr. Mittal did say in as many words that this doesn't mean that you can opt for junk food and eat what you want in that 8-hour window.
100%. See, intermittent fasting comes much later. First, I would advise everyone to start cleaning up their diet. It's not just about calories alone as well. First, you need to clean up your diet. You need to give up processed food. You need to cut down on sugar. You need to include good foods in your diet. And then maybe look at wanting to do intermittent fasting. Only then it's going to work. If you haven't done the first step and you go headlong into intermittent fasting and keep eating what you've already been eating, it's not going to help you at all. You could be eating just one meal a day. It won't help you. Forget 8 hours window. There are people doing that warrior diet, which is possibly the worst thing you can do to your body, where it's just one big meal that people do. You know, intermittent, that's what I'm saying. Intermittent fasting has been hijacked and it's been twisted to use as a marketing tool for, you know, sensationalism or, you know, trying to give quick fixes. So
yeah, because for some reason people think and are under the impression that calorie count is really not a concept if you're intermittent fasting, which is quite bizarre and unfortunate if you were to go by the science and if you were to go by the doctor's advice.
No, it's not just about the calorie count.
Now, the Delhi NCR region woke up to heavy rainfall today morning, which further intensified in the afternoon. An orange alert has also been issued by the Met Department for several parts of Delhi NCR. My colleagues get us these reports from Ground Zero.
देश की राजधानी दिल्ली में जिस तरीके से सुबह से बारिश हो रही थी और बारिश के बाद अब कहीं ना कहीं लोगों की परेशानियां बढ़ गई हैं। इस वक्त मेरी मौजूदगी पटपड़गंज के उस जगह पर है जहां पर आप देखें तो ये जो पूरा एरिया तालाब में तब्दील आपको नजर आ रहा होगा और आप सामने देख रहे होंगे कि एम्बुलेंस जो है वो भी पानी में फंस गई है। आधी डूबी एम्बुलेंस और बस आपको दिखाई दे रही होगी। तो ये आप जहां तक देखेंगे ये आपको तालाब जैसा एक पूरा नज़ारा आपको दिखाई दे रहा होगा पटपड़गंज का, जहां पर पानी भर गया है और सुबह से हो रही बारिश के बाद लोगों को परेशानी का सामना करना पड़ रहा है। लोग यहाँ से जा नहीं पा रहे हैं। आप कह रहे हो हमेशा से पानी भर जाता है, फिर कैसे होता है आना जाना?
बिल्कुल बंद है। देखो जी, ये एम्बुलेंस अभी गई जी, फंस गई और ये गाड़ी गई भी फंस गई, सब मोड़ के जा रहे हैं। कोई सब बंदे खड़े हैं यहाँ पे, कोई जाने।
कितने घंटे तक ऐसी स्थिति रहती है?
ये कम से कम लगा लो 12 घंटे तक रहेगा। शाम को 6-7 बजे आके निकलेगा।
थोड़ी देर की बारिश के बाद ही यहाँ पर इस तरीके की जो तालाब वाली स्थिति बन गई है तो लोगों की परेशानियां भी सबके सामने हैं और हर बार उन्हें इसी परेशानी से दो चार होना पड़ता है।
CNN-News18 Primetime Studio, presented by Schneider Electric Smart Home Solutions.
Good evening, you're watching Plain Speak with me, Poonam Burde. We're coming to you live from the CNN-News18 Primetime Studio, presented by Shiba today. After the meeting, the Prime Minister said that cooperation between India and Japan is crucial for global peace and stability. Today, we've laid a strong foundation, he said, a new and golden chapter in the special and strategic ties that India and Japan share. The Prime Minister said that we've created a roadmap for cooperation for the next decade. Earlier in the day, Prime Minister Modi, while addressing the India-Japan Economic Forum in Tokyo, batted for India as an investment hub. He said that the world was not only watching India, but is also counting on India. Prime Minister Modi is going to be traveling to China next. He is going to be in Tianjin to attend the annual summit of the SCO that happens over the weekend. All of this is strategic and the timing of it is extremely important because this comes just a few days after we saw the 50% UF tariffs kick in for India. So while Donald Trump is trying to intimidate and threaten India, India is ensuring that there are other allies that we can bank on. And that's the kind of message that we are sending to Donald Trump and to the world. So what exactly does this mean with Prime Minister in Japan now and in China later? That's something that we will decode over the course of the next 40 minutes in the show. Later on the show as well, we're also going to be getting you what's happening in Ukraine, because even as Donald Trump is trying to broker ceasefire there and end the Russia-Ukraine war, it seems like he's failing miserably. But first up, let's talk about the United States and the kind of tariffs that came into effect for India, staggering 50%. And what Donald Trump and his advisors are now doing is repeatedly attacking India. Peter Navarro, a special trade advisor to the White House, on multiple occasions has blamed India for fueling the Russian war machine. Here's what he said on the 7th of August. He said that American taxpayers are being asked to pay for weapons to defend Ukraine from Russian weapons bought with US dollars from India. He said this has to stop because this math doesn't work. Then on August 28th, he said that everybody in America loses because of what India is doing. once again blaming India for what's transpiring, for the losses that consumers and businesses are making in the United States. He says that India's high tariff costs are affecting us. Taxpayers in America, Mr. Navarro said, that are losing because India is funding this Ukraine conflict and they have to fund Modi's war. He says Modi's war is what we call it because the road to peace in Ukraine runs in part through New Delhi. He then said that what's troubling me is that Indians are so arrogant about this. India says we don't have higher tariffs, but it's our sovereignty. We can buy oil from wherever we want. That is a stance that India has indeed taken, but there is a reason for it. Peter Navarro then also went on to say that India is the biggest democracy in the world, so act like one. But who is Mr. Navarro to preach to India, because it was indeed the United States that had asked India to buy Russian oil in the first place. Now, when it doesn't seem to suit them, they want us to sing a different tune. Today, he repeated what he had said. He said it's not just about India's unfair trade, but it is about cutting off financial lifeline to Russia. Peter Navarro once again blamed India for extending Putin's war machine. He said India's big oil lobby had turned the largest democracy in the world into a massive refining hub and an oil money laundromat for Kremlin. Proceeds of this flow to India's politically connected energy titans is what he claimed. He then went on to say that if India wants to be treated like a strategic partner, it needs to act like one. Well, Mr. Peter Navarro and the Trump administration need to remember that India has other allies, other markets that it can look at, and India is not going to be the loser at the end of these 50% tariffs, and America is soon going to feel the heat, as many within America are also pointing out. Now, here's why Mr. Peter Navarro is completely wrong. India is not fueling the war machine because India is not, in fact, the highest buyer, the biggest buyer of Russian oil. In fact, it is China. China and the imports of oil imports from Russia stand at about $129 billion. Compare that to India, that stands about $67 billion. This is just as of 2024 for 1 year. The European Union is then the third. Of course, European Union's imports from Russia, at least oil imports, have reduced significantly given the 3-year war that it's in the midst of in Ukraine. They stand about at $36 billion, not very far away from where India is. So why exactly is India then being singled out? That's a question that many in New Delhi and many around the world are asking Donald Trump and his advisors. This is how he gets it wrong. This is not the only reason why. This is not Modi's war, as Peter Navarro claims. The United States gave $134 billion in aid to Ukraine, both financially and militarily.